Ralph Lindeman, the Invitational at the Peak went off last weekend. A big high school event. There was so much track going on last weekend. It was a good time for you.
Yeah, it was a busy weekend, and the Invitational at the Peak ended up being a little smaller than we initially thought. In fact, as late as Friday morning, we heard from one of the two Texas teams. The other one had told us the day before that they couldn't get here because of icy roads in West Texas, and so it was really three teams and one JC from Kansas. But Colorado State and Wyoming, who we see seems like every week, we'll see them again this week. And that's okay because they're our rivals and they bring out the best in us, and our kids stepped up and competed anyway. And we're at a stage of the season, we leave for the conference championships 2 weeks from tomorrow, and we're at a stage of the season where we're looking for some breakthrough performances, and we got some last week. So one of the biggest ones is Derek Hackett, freshman, huge personal best in the hurdles. We knew he had it in him. And he, went through the first several meets of the season, and it'd be just a little flaw in his technique on one and another flaw the next week. And he just broke out and ran an amazing race, and he's now 5th in the conference in a really critical event. It'll be a critical event for us in 2 weeks because the way the conference looks right now, there's a CSU guy and then one of ours 100th behind, and then another CSU guy and one of ours 100th behind, and then another CSU and one of ours 100th behind him. And so what we need to do is flip each one of those. And I'm so confident in our coaches, but I'm also confident really in our kids and their motivation and their inspiration for the conference meet. And hopefully we can turn a few of those, flip a few, and get some big point swings.
Yeah, you had I think 8 first place finishes in the meet.
I mean, it was we really performed well. Anytime, our home place is kind of automatic. Our kids step up. They like competing in front of their peers and their classmates. And sometimes, we had a few AOCs down even on Friday and instructors. Some of the instructors and AOCs are even our meet officials. So kids love it. And we had a lot of personal bests, a lot of wins, and the other big one, Frankie Parambo, senior pole vaulter, personal best, all-time best, and it was fun to watch her joy, clearing 12.9 and then taking jumps at 13 feet, and I'm confident, as is Coach Stefan, our vault coach, he's going to get 13 feet. In the next couple of weeks, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, it should be fun. Talk to me about that high school meet, because it was after Friday evening and then into Saturday.
Yeah, we really extended both our kids who volunteered to work, were voluntold to work, and our officials did an amazing job. We have the best group of officials in the country, I promise you, and they worked really hard. So on Friday, they had about 10 hours of track meets between our meet and then follow that up with a high school meet that started in the evening. And then all day Saturday, we had over 400 high school kids from really around the country. I think about half are from Colorado, but we had them from Texas, California, Washington, Wyoming, New Mexico, Kansas, Oklahoma, all over. And that was fun, and those kids got a chance to compete on a great facility and see it was a chance for us to showcase the Air Force Academy, which is what we wanted to do, to high school kids.
Yeah, definitely. Back at work this week, sending a big group down to Albuquerque and then some distance runners elsewhere, but tell me what's going on.
It's a big week because we're going to see every team in the conference down in Albuquerque. We're sending 20 distance runners to Ames, Iowa State, where they'll get to compete at sea level in some great competition on an oversized track, and we expect some good times to come out of there. And many of our rivals will be there from the conference as well. And then in Albuquerque, it's their biggest meet of the year. They expect 800 athletes from 40 different schools, including almost every Mountain West school will be there, so it'll be a chance for us to get a good look at the rest of the conference and see how we're progressing. We're staying in the same place, we're same facility that we'll see 2 weeks later for the conference meet. Kind of the same format of a meet, because we're going to ask some of our men and women in the ballistic events to come back to back on Friday and Saturday, which they'll have to do again in 2 weeks for us to be successful at the conference. So we'll get a good look by the end of this weekend. We'll really have a good picture of how the conference shapes up in 2 weeks.
Does it help going into the same track and field area and knowing and getting?
Yeah, you callous yourself to the facility, to the competition, to the logistics. It'd be the same bus ride down in 2 weeks. Staying in the neighboring hotels, so the walk to the convention center, where they're going to eat, all those kinds of things. You just want to. So it'll be when they get to the conference meet 2 weeks later. It's like deja vu. I've been here before. I've done this before. I know what to expect. It's a fabulous facility. Their coach on their social media a couple weeks ago, before their first meet, called it the best indoor track in the world. That's arguable, but I understand his pride in it. It's a beautifully new constructed track. It's red and turquoise colors. I mean, it looks amazing, but it's also a little wider oval than what they had before, which means you can run some faster times on the oval. 200s and 400s are going to be smoking. So we're excited to get on it.
Fantastic. Ralph, thanks for the time. Good luck in Ames and in Albuquerque.
Thanks, Brian.